Hi, and welcome to the Sunday Preview Rundown. My name is Mitchell.
I'm Josh.
Today we are on the 8th of January, and pre-ordering for the... pre-orders will go up for these on the 14th of January. And, Josh, tell us why you're sad.
It's not Guard.
Hopefully he won't stay sad the whole time, but... yeah, it's not Guard, but it is Slaves, which I did call this week because the Slaves box was out before the Guard box. But.
Yeah, the Slaves broke before the Guard did.
Yeah. But let's get into it.
All right, so first off, and probably the most exciting to us,
Yeah, definitely.
it's General's Handbook Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super duper excited about this one. I am surprised to see it still in spiral. It actually, looking at it, it looks like a Photoshop of a spiral bound.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm assuming that it means it's still in spiral.
Yeah.
Um,
It says spiral bound on the description.
Honestly, to me, it's weird that they just took a picture of it with a band
With the strap on it?
Yeah, this just...
But anyway,
it does have a skaven on the front, so,
yeah.
you know,
So we're
makes
going.
it better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. We already made basically a whole video on this and what they've put out so far, at least. And I am hyped for season 2 of 2022-2023.
Both for what we're getting and what we've left behind.
Yeah.
Link to that up here in the right if you want to see our reactions to the stuff that they've leaked about this.
Yeah, because we talked a lot about it.
We'll give a more full review when we get the full copy.
Oh yeah.
And then Battletome Slaves of Darkness.
I have only played against Slaves to Darkness, and I have only been completely destroyed by them a few times. I am the resident Chaos player, and I'm probably not going to pick this up. I don't have any Slaves right now. I mean, I do have Zangors.
Right, but
But I mean, yeah, as we'll get into, the new stuff looks fantastic. There were already some leaks previously. I didn't read too much into those because, again, it's not one of my factions. But I've heard good things.
well, the tome is already out. It was
Yeah.
in the box set.
Oh yeah.
It's just that this is now the full release.
Yeah.
So worth noting that there are now 2 collector's editions,
Yeah.
because there's the one in the box set which was just the Chaos icon.
Yeah, you pointed this out to me earlier, and that's the first time that they've done this.
I think.
And yeah, I think maybe not the last,
Yeah.
depending on the Guard one.
Very strange.
Yep. Maybe the art wasn't done yet.
And with that, the new Vanguard,
Uh-huh.
which is basically the old Start Collecting, except it's got a chariot in there.
Yep, and not the dude on Crack-a-Lack-a-Ding-Dong.
Oh yeah, because that one did have the Crackalack.
Yeah.
So pull the Crackalack, and instead you get Chaos Lord on foot, 10 Chaos Warriors, the new multi-part kits, which we'll get to, Chaos Knights, the new multi-part kits, which we'll get to, and a chariot. There's also a new upgrade sprue with the Knights, because there are some things that they have in the book that did not come with the previous Knight models.
Interesting.
Which is kind of strange. They did release an upgrade sprue.
They generally don't do that.
No,
strange.
usually upgrade sprues are more cosmetic now.
Yeah, well, I mean, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Kill Team.
Yeah. And then new Demon Prince.
I absolutely love this model. I already have 3 Demon Princes, and I'm probably going to buy that.
I love everything except the default undivided head.
Yeah, again, there's 5 heads in there.
He looks like a non-mechanical Vashtor, and not in a good way.
That's fair. I don't know what I'm going to make him. Maybe, I already have a Slanesh, so maybe it'll be, I don't have a Thousand Suns one. Maybe I'll make him a Thousand Suns Demon Prince.
Bird head, best head.
Bird head is best head.
This is also usable in 40k, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the Karkadrak, as it is actually called.
It was actually, back up to the previous one, it was pointed out to me that there is no instructions for the 40k bits in the army box, because it's the Sigmar army box. So the guy tried to make it, and he was like, I don't know how to do this.
Oh, no. So speaking of the Karkadrak, or the
Karkadrak.
Crackaback, or the Crackalack-a-Ding-Dong, as it is variously called.
Crack to crack.
Yeah. This is the Chaos Lord and Karkadrak. Previously only available for 3 years.
Yep, we looked it up.
In the Start Collecting box. You could not buy this guy alone for 3 years.
And that will be a running theme on the next few
Yeah.
scrolls. But I'm glad to see that he's out.
Look, they even call it out in the description. With the new Vanguard box replacing the old Start Collecting box, the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak has been unchained and now roams free. GW, that doesn't make it okay. Stop doing that.
Yeah, the model looks... I mean, it's not a new model, but man, it looks fantastic.
I've heard it's an absolute pain to put together
Really?
from a lot of people. But it is an amazing looking.
I'm one of those guys that likes the puzzle of putting models together.
Oh, I've heard like literally painful because it's spiky.
Oh, well, yeah, I've put a ton of chaos models together. I know that pain. I have scars.
Speaking of which, we've got Eternus Blade of the First Prince. Now, this is the first time we've seen this model.
Yes.
And
well, I mean, yeah, he was previewed, but
I love this model.
Yeah, it looks amazing, absolutely amazing.
He's the chaos counterpart to Vanus Hammerhand, basically. Now, obviously, he's a Be'lakor guy.
Yeah,
he's a Be'lakor fanboy. But
the First Prince.
Yes.
Or is that in
Legion of the First Prince? Yes.
Legion of the First Prince is the 8-Age Sigmar one.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Be'lakor was the first Demon Prince.
Right. I'm just trying because they call it something different in 40k now.
Oh, yeah, because he wasn't the first Demon Prince in 40k, was he? I think he's just a Demon Prince.
Right. I think it's the First Prince and it's Disciples of Be'lakor.
But yeah, because and there's no Archeon in 40k,
right.
So so yeah, basically, and he's stuffed full of Stormcast Eternal souls, and there's also available to be built as a generic mount.
Yeah,
which is really cool. That being said, I really like the hero version.
Yeah, the hero one looks great.
He looks like Vanus Hammerhand, but cooler. Which is saying something, because I like Vanus Hammerhand.
And I don't.
Fair enough. Also new, Exalted Hero Chaos.
Yeah, that's like it looks fine. I don't like the...
I don't like the horns that... I would probably cut that skull out.
Yeah.
And then just have the horns, personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
But otherwise, I like the model. It is an updated Chaos Lord.
Yeah,
in the story. And he looks good. He's much more open.
The old one was very closed.
Speaking of new Chaos, these are the Chosen. They first showed up in the new army box. They're your super heavy infantry.
Yep.
Kind of ironically, we're now leaving the era of super heavy infantry and into the
heroes. That's true. And into foot heroes.
That being said, these guys can still be used as a bodyguard. So absolutely could use them to smack someone around.
Yeah, I love the... you will hear me say this a lot. I love the look of these guys.
Yes.
The hero that we just went over is probably a little too old school.
Yeah, he is very old school.
Whereas the new updated ones look like these guys look fantastic. They look like Chaos Space Marines. But,
yes, they do.
But with like knight armor.
Which I kind of like the old school a little more, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I like the more knightly armorness than the looking like Space Marines. And not just because I hate painting trim.
That's fair.
Speaking of, these are the Chaos Warriors. So, like the Chaos Sword on Crackadark, or whatever, they were previously only available in this kit, in the multi-part kit.
Yep.
In the Start Collecting.
For 3 years.
And during those 3 years, you could still buy the old Chaos Warriors,
yeah,
which were not very good looking.
Yeah, and that's the difference between them is the Crackadrack was only available in that box, whereas this was available in the box, updated, or out of the box as the old models that came out in 1995 or whatever it was.
So weird, and I hated it.
Yeah. It was there was no reason for it.
Yeah, I'm very glad these guys are now replacing permanently.
Yep.
I love the way these guys look. They look much more big and intimidating, imposing.
Yeah. And
they're not all locked together with a shield, so you can actually see their cool chest pieces.
Again, they were very closed off because that was the limitations of the
rank
sculptors.
And flank, all that stuff.
But these guys, gorgeous.
Yeah. You can either do hand weapons or halberds. So if you're like me and you know these guys from Total War, you can get the halberd anti-large version.
Fair.
I don't think they have charge defense versus all in this game. Chaos Knights.
Again.
I love the way these look. I want to take these Chaos Knights and pair them up with Mr. Vanus not her hand and famous halberd hand.
Halberd foot.
Yeah, and because they look amazing.
Yeah. Again, these are also only available in the box previously.
Yes, and these do also come with that upgrade sprue.
Right.
Because these have the command options, the instrument and the banner are only on the upgrade sprue.
So they came out, this is why they were delayed, is because they had an upgrade sprue that had been brewing for 3 years.
I guess, but...
I was mostly joking.
I don't know. You might not be.
But yeah, this verse, same as the last. Like, these guys look fantastic. Previously only available in the Start Collecting box, which is going away, and these
are the kind of things I like about when I like Chaos. It's this kind of thing. The Warriors, the Chosen, the heavily armored legions of Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm not much for the demons or the Khorne or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, Khorne can do heavily armored, but
sure, but they're
like
still
shirtless barbarians.
And they have the stupid helmets.
Yeah, that's true.
These guys have different stupid helmets that are not stupid.
I've never been a fan of, if you scroll back up, the middle one, this helmet type, where it's like the...
Oh, the multi-horns?
Yeah, there were the two horns like go out and then up and almost into a point. I don't really like those.
Yeah.
But, personal preferences.
And then we get the Ogroid Therodons, who are a unit now, because this is the first time they're in a unit.
Yep.
Because previously they've all been single heroes.
These were the ones that were also in the army box?
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Which is why the army box was so elite, because it was the Chosen, these guys, and the Demon Prince.
Yeah, no real troops.
Yeah.
Slave to Darkness dice set.
I wonder if you picked that up, but
Is there anything to say about these?
we have been saying how boring the GW dice have been recently.
And GW cracked their knuckles and went, we'll show you.
Oh, I got you beat. Hold my tea. These are the most boring dice I have seen since I've opened a Monopoly, which has been about 12 years since I opened a Monopoly. The 6 is replaced by a cool 8-pointed star.
Oh, wow,
And other than that, they are black dice with white pips.
You know what? At least they're readable. I'll give them that.
They are readable. Yep. Unlike the dice that come out this upcoming week. Whatever.
And then we get into Forge World stuff. So
Horus Heresy.
this is the first of the Ascended models, which is to say these guys at the end of the Heresy.
Yeah. They showed this off a while ago now.
They did.
But absolutely gorgeous. Full of detail, and you can tell that they were proud of it because they showed the video like 3 times.
Yeah. He will also be on the GW web store, I guess we could say.
Oh, he's not just Forge World?
If you're in the UK, Europe, and the USA.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Get wrecked, Australia.
Well, to be fair, the old Primarchs were also on.
Yes.
Still in Forge World resin, but still.
These are just Forge World, and we got the Thousand Suns and the Ultramarines upgrades.
The Thousand Suns beaky helmets?
Yes.
Whack.
Yeah, not great.
No. Same with the beaky helmets.
And then White Dwarf, which promises to have rules and background for playing 40k on Space Hulks, even though that's kind of what boarding actions already is.
Yeah, like what is in that's not already just boarding actions? That's coming out this week.
We'll see what this has that boarding actions doesn't have.
Yeah.
I guess.
And that's like all it says. It's like boarding actions, and then rules for boarding actions, and then minis for boarding actions, and board tiles for boarding actions.
And a hobby bingo card.
And a hobby bingo card, which everyone wants. I mean, that's what we're really buying this for.
Yeah, hobby bingo.
I'm interested to see what else is in there.
Yes, it does have Age of Sigmar on here, so I'm assuming there's something else.
Age of Sigmar boarding actions. Get into I almost said the White Dwarfs. The
Black Library.
Black Library. I knew there was a color in there somewhere.
Stuff we don't particularly mind about because it's us.
Yeah, it's not very often I will pick up hey, they have a Slaanesh on the cover there.
Yes.
Or no, those are Deepkin.
Those are
no,
Deepkin.
Never mind. I'm not interested anymore.
There's a joke there.
Wait, I thought they got rid of that.
Boo. Yeah, for those of you not in the 40k world, Armative of Contempt is going away, so this is
Yeah, they came up with a rule to fix Space Marines, and they're like, no, let's get rid of it.
And hey, it's Hadron.
Oh, it's Hadron? It's Hadron.
It's not actually Hadron, but I'm just gonna call it Hadron.
I'm gonna be real with you. I saw Warhammer Plus and I stopped scrolling, so I didn't even go this far.
Darktide jokes. So the only reason I'm scrolling down to the bottom is that
if you noticed, every single Slaves to Darkness had three stars next to it, saying it's delayed in Japan.
Delayed in Japan, and then some other ones have been delayed in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, the battle tomes are the same as the Army Box version, apart from the cover, and the Day 1 errata applies to both the standard and limited editions.
Yay.
So, yep, get your errata out for these books. So that's it. That's coming up for this coming week.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what we're excited about, obviously I'm getting the General's Handbook.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm
And
picking it up day 1.
As cool as I think all the Slaves of Darkness are, I just don't have time for another army right now.
You did just pick up a new game, let alone a new faction.
I do want this model eventually.
It is really nice.
Because, God, he looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones I'll pick up someday.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about picking up the Demon Prince depending on price. It'll probably be like 60, maybe 70.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen his size, but like if he's comparable to the old Demon Prince, probably
about 60.
Depending on his price, I'll probably pick him up just because I love that model. I don't have a Tzeentch Demon Prince, and I don't have a Demon Prince the next. I have 2 with sword and 1 with claws.
I need to look at the heads again. I might pick up a Tzeentch Demon Prince because they're really cool.
Even though you don't have any chaos except for
Doesn't matter.
rats.
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. Anything you guys are excited about? Are you excited to see the boarding action rules that are in the White Dwarf? Or
I mean, I legitimately am. I'm not excited. It's more like morbidly curious.
it's just the same rule.
Did they leave something out of the?
It's day 1 DLC.
It's day 1 DLC. Oh no.
Well, I guess week 1 DLC, because Boarding Actions comes out this week and that comes out next week.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what's in the book. I always leaf through the White Dwarfs. I very rarely pick them up unless they have new rules that I'm interested in.
Pretty much.
So we'll see.
I pick up most of them, but I didn't pick up the last one, though, because there was nothing in there I wanted.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Anyway, that's it from us this week. Let us know below if there's any of this that you're absolutely excited about or anything we missed. And we will see you next week for the next Sunday preview rundown.
Bye.